I believe it's true that the return on the investment in college, it's not what it used to be. And as a result, I've told students, and I'll tell my own kids this when the time comes, you don't necessarily have to go to college, but you have to have a plan. You have to have a plan. And it's really interesting and it's positive to see that the masses are starting to embrace this idea. It used to be that if you were to steer a kid away from college or open or provide them with an option other than college, people would say, "Oh, no, no, no. Don't talk about that. Don't say that. Don't say that. You're going to go to college." No. No, return on investment is not what it used to be, and plus you get saddled with a lot of debts. So it's not a bad idea to look at the alternatives. And so let's take a look at this story here from the LA Times. College is not for every student. How schools are steering them to high demand jobs. And that's what it's all about. Put them in a position to succeed, something that really interests them. Not every student wants more school. And so forcing them to go to not only to go attend more school, but to pay for it, that just doesn't make sense. And it doesn't have to be that way. There are more opportunities out there to make a living, a really, really good living without going to college. Judith Vargas was an Arleta High School senior, uncertain about the future and unsure whether she wanted to pursue a 4 year degree when she attended a college fair more than a year ago. I didn't know what I wanted for my career, and I was nervous because everyone in my class had an idea of what they wanted to do, Vargas recalled. And see, that's what happens. People, students, they look around, you see all these students going to college. Well, I guess I should go to college too. No. Students need to do what's right for them. At the college fair, she stopped by the North Valley Occupational Center station, and the idea of becoming an aircraft mechanic looked intriguing. That moment and a timely collaboration between the LA School District and Vista Aircraft Maintenance propelled Vargas, now 19 and a high school graduate, toward a potentially well paying career in aviation, one that won't require a college degree. Vargas was part of a trial effort last summer that became the Earn and Learn program at the LA Unified School District. Her burgeoning success story is emblematic of an ongoing pragmatic reshaping of public education as many students and families weigh the value of a costly, very costly, increasingly costly 4 year college degree against specific job ready training. In the new program, about 160 students are receiving $1,000 this summer while being introduced to vocational skills in high demand sectors, including aviation, construction, healthcare, and high tech maintenance. The program has a waiting list. So there are some success stories, and there's Judith Vargas with a big, beautiful smile on her face, and she is one of those. She is one of those success stories. Preparing students for a career is challenging amid rapidly evolving workplace needs, and many are increasingly debating the merits of a traditional college education versus specialized job training focus. And I love this because one of the things that I still teach students is you need to count the cost when you're making a decision and you're picking a direction. You need to count the cost. You need to be certain, is this really what you want to do, and what are you going to give up by making this decision? Because you have to go all in. You got to give it your very, very best when you make your decision. Data show that college graduates earn more than those who don't finish college, and that's data that we've fully relied on by encouraging kids to go to college. But the full picture is complex. Some degrees lead to higher wages than others. College costs can also result in crippling debts. There it is. And no one wants to talk about that. That is very frustrating. And by no one, I'm talking about our politicians. They don't want to mention that. And many students aren't completing a college or aren't completing it quickly. So it's costing more. Not every student wants to go the college route. Not every student needs to do that, said Rennie Niera, executive director of LA Unified's Division of Adult and Career Education. We need to have x-ray techs. We need to have welders in the port. We need people to fix the planes that we're going to be flying in. Being career ready doesn't always mean having a college degree. Yes. Yes. But even without college, steering toward a successful career means getting an education for the right skills at the right time, and potentially different skills that can persist through a succession of jobs. So this is just really, really good stuff here. At its core, education shouldn't just open doors, but help students build skills, confidence, and tools that will last a lifetime, said Isabel Acosta, Vice President of Programs at Ellie and Idiot Broad Foundation. So they're doing some really, really good things here um, with this program. Let's follow Vargas a little bit more here. She says, in my first class, it was just general knowledge about aviation, so a little bit of everything. The class I just finished was the structure of the airplane. About 2 months ago, Vista offered her an entry level job. Yes! Hooray! While providing flexibility for Vargas to continue her training towards becoming an aircraft mechanic. She is already earning more than minimum wage and assists with scheduling aircraft in and out of maintenance care at Van Nuys and in other facilities. More airplane workers are needed, said Luis De Loria, president of Vista Aircraft Maintenance. Okay, so this is a higher up at the place that she's working at. I want people to know that this is a really good option for them. You get to work on the entire airplane. One day you're working on engines, one day you're working on the airframe, you might be working on landing gear. It gives you a lot of opportunity to learn the entire aircraft. And so, I mean, listen to what she says here. She says, I want to inspire other women. She said, like that's the confidence that it's given this young lady. So not going to college, and that's probably something that didn't even interest her to begin with. She wanted to get to work and she wanted to learn specific skills. So this program allows her to do that, and it's just cool to see that more and more people are in in positions of influence and power. They have a spotlight on them. People will listen to what they say, and they're saying that, hey, you don't need to go to college. We have something else for you where you can get to work, you can earn and learn. This is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. And if you want to read more about this program, I will link this entire article in the description section. But that's it for the day. I thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next update.